Hi. So if you've been following my videos this week, you already know I'm talking about resilience in the workforce. But we're hearing more, or I'm seeing the statement, leader-led, future-fit, resilient workforce. Leader-led, future-fit, resilient workforce. And it has to be leader-led. So from an IT perspective, the CIO has to take that lead and build an IT workforce resilient in the face of constant change. Because even despite the change that IT has had to deliver in 2020, the demands on IT for new digital products and services and digital channels and innovation is not going to slow down anytime soon. And I mentioned yesterday some of the things that we need leaders to do to build that resilient workforce. And I mentioned things like psychological safety and early identification of low resilience and removing the stigma. Now, for those of you who follow me, you know that this year I published 2 books, both called Unleash the Resiliator Within. One was a handbook for individuals, everyone in the organisation, and the other is the handbook for leaders. And in each book, there are 20 superpowers. So leaders in organisations have access to 20 superpowers to help them build a resilient workforce, resilient teams and resilient employees. And as I mentioned earlier in the week, the differentiator is that they had the superpowers based on the context in which they found themselves. So the Resiliator, like any superhero, has all these superpowers they can use, but they don't use them all at the same time, and they don't use the same one all of the time. You know, they might use X-ray vision in one situation and changing shape in another context. So just like those superheroes, the Resiliator will pull on the superpowers they need at any point in time. So some of the superpowers they have that will address the things I mentioned yesterday. We have the removalist, who removes the stigma of mental health in the workplace. All the workshops and apps that you can put out there are not going to have any impact if there's still a stigma about mental health and people aren't prepared to talk about it and reach out to each other. So leaders have to remove that stigma by starting the conversation and encouraging the conversation on an ongoing basis. The second superpower is the caretaker. The caretaker provides psychological safety for their teams, where anyone can question, speak up, challenge, speak out. They know their voice is valued. They know their voice will be heard and there's no repercussions for what they are saying. So the caretaker creates psychological safety. And the third superpower I wanted to mention today was the identifier. Do your leaders know how to identify the early signs of low resilience? Even more important when we're working remotely. How can you sense and see that someone's resilience is wavering? And what are you going to do about it? How are you going to respond effectively to that person's needs and support them going forward? I'll talk to you about 3 more superpowers tomorrow. Bye.